Okay guys, so Blue Leader 2 has been activated, and that is this commander with the Lancers. Just going to zoom out a bit, I was really zoomed in there. So he's going to activate them for one action, and they are going to move 3d6, and they're going to try and make contact with these guys in fisticuffs. So we'll see how far they go. 3d6 galloping, and they go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is not going to be enough, and they'll take a point of shock as well, but it was worth a go. So let's move them 8, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so the Lancers moved up to there, but that's now put them in a really bad situation. They could get fired on by these guys. And also a mistake by myself, when Ney was hit in part 1, he's a status 3 leader, and what we rolled was 1 point off their force morale, so the French have gone down to a 6. Okay guys, well, would you believe it? I just pulled the Tiffin card, the end card, all the cards went back in the deck, and I pulled the first card, and it's Blue Leader 2 again, which now means that he can activate these, and it looks like they're going to get into fisticuffs with these British line infantry. So what he's going to do with his first initiative is take off that point of shock, and then his second one is to activate the Lancers, and they're going to move 2d6 to try and make contact at the canter. 4 inches! I don't think it's going to be enough. Do you know what? It's not enough. Look at that, it's not enough. Oh my goodness. They should have gone for the 3d6, but there you go, it was a risk. Okay, so we'll pull the next card. Blue flag. Red flag. 2 red flags. Now I am... Oh, what am I going to do? No, I'm not going to use them. Let's keep drawing. Red Leader 1 is my main guy, Sir Henry. So, his first initiative, he's going to activate this unit. Their first action is to reload. And their second action is to... Oh, are they going to fire or are they going to move? They're going to fire. So they will be unloaded again. So they were out of range to fire. So I've moved them 1d6, 3. So they are loaded and ready for next time. So Sir Henry's second initiative is to activate these guys. And their first action is going to be to change facing. So they're going to change facing like this. And then they are going to fire at close range into the Lancers to try and put some damage on them. So they're going to be hitting on 4, 5s and 6s. And they will be unloaded. So we'll put some cotton wool there. And we've got 12 guys firing. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we need 4s, 5s and 6s. If I can pick up these dice. Let's roll them here. See what we get. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Ooh. This could do a lot of damage here to the Lancers. So the Lancers are going to roll their dice to see what happens to them. We use the same ones. So they're in the open, so 3, 4 and 5 will cause shock, and 6s will kill. Oh, they've got away with it, would you look. Wow, they've only taken 2 points of shock. No one dead, and that's really good for them. So they've taken 2 points of shock. So they've got away with that. That could have been a lot worse for them. Okay, so Sir Henry has one more initiative left, and he's going to activate the cannon. And the cannon is going to... he's going to fire and try and wipe out that French line that's got 13 points of shock and is withdrawing over the back there. So it's going to be long range, 5s and 6, and 12 dice. And it reduces cover by 1. So they've got a bit of cover in the field there, on the edge of the field, but their counters being in the open. So 12 dice, firing away, 5s and 6s into that group there. Let's roll here. Oh wow, that's some good hits from the cannon. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 hits as a cannonball rockets through the air towards the line. So let's move those. And the French will roll to see what happens. Now this is dangerous for them. So let's see what happens. They've taken 2 points of shock. So they've got 13 points of shock. So they've got 15 points of shock. Where are we? Where's my 3? Okay, so they've got 15 points of shock. And they've got 11 guys. So they're not double, but they do have to withdraw again because they've taken shock again and they're withdrawing. So they're going to be going back. Okay, so they've had to withdraw back 7 inches, and Ney's gone with them. And because of that, they need to roll on the force morale again. So let's see what it is. A 4. Let's have a look on our sheet for a group withdrawing. Group obliged to withdraw on a 4 is 1 point off their force morale. So the French go down to 5, and the Brits are still on 8. The French really need to get some damage on the British here. So we'll draw the next card. So we just drew blue 1, which is Marshal Ney, and he's used both initiatives to rally off 2 points of shock. So they've gone back down to 13 points of shock and 11 men, because we've got a guy dead. He could have rallied 3 if he hadn't have been lightly wounded earlier on. Okay, so let's carry on. So turn end, guys. So I can use these 2 cards to activate 2 units that haven't been, and a blue unit that hasn't been. So let's do that before we carry on. Okay guys, so I used the last blue card before we end the turn to activate this column, and they fired into the 95th Rifles and they killed a man and caused another point of shock. So the 95th Rifles have 6 points of shock and 4 men. Now what I'm not sure on is if you count the leader. So does so have they got 5 men there and 6 points of shock? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the leader counts or if it's just the core unit. Anyway, I'm just saying the core unit for this game. So they've had to withdraw 1, 2, 3 inches back, and they rolled on the force morale because they were obliged to withdraw. They rolled a 6, so their force morale goes down to a 7, and the French are on a 5. And then I used the last red card for the 95th Rifles to use 2 actions to reload. So I'll shuffle the cards and we'll start again. Okay, so we just had fisticuffs, which was pretty straightforward and simple once I've worked out the dice. So what happened was the line caused 1 casualty on the Lancers but no shock, and the Lancers caused 2 dead men on the line but no shock. So the line was defeated by 1, so they had to withdraw back 6 inches. And because the end of this line had to withdraw through this other line, that line takes 2 points of shock. I think I've read it's 4, but I'm going to say it's 2 because I'm not too sure. And then they had to test because they were obliged to withdraw, and they rolled a 5, which puts them down to 6. Now, if someone could tell me, I'm not sure if you have to test for falling back from fisticuffs, but to me, they they've had to withdraw from the combat, so I would say you have to test. So the French are on 5 and the British are on 6. So the French could turn this around. We'll see what happens. So Sir Henry, Red Leader 1 was activated. He used his first command initiative to move these guys. They moved 6 inches, but they had 2 points of shock, so they actually went 4. His second initiative, he activated this line. They presented for their first action and then fired. And they are now unloaded, and they caused 2 more points of shock on the Lancers. And his third initiative, he activated the cannon and it moved. So it's just moved up into a better position. Try and take shots on the Lancers. So we'll draw the next card. 2 red flags in play. So I could activate a unit that hasn't been activated yet. But I'm not going to do that. Let's see the next card. 3. Nope. I'm going to carry on. Okay. I could have interrupted there. So blue leader 3 is the foot sergeant over here with this line. So let's see what we'll do with them. Okay, so his first initiative, he has activated this line. Now, because they were firing uncontrolled, they had to test. They rolled a 3 and they passed, so they were able to perform a different action. They've moved with their first action, and then we're going to fire with our second one. So they will be unloaded. So we'll put some cotton wool there. And they're going to get 12 shots plus 2 for the leader. And this is firing into the skirmishers. And we are going to need 6s. Okay, so we get a few. We've got 1, 2, 3. Only 3 hits. So the 95th Rifles will roll these to see what happens. We got a man dead. So another guy goes. And but we can't roll under a 1 because it's from line troops. So we don't need to see if the leader's been hit. But they don't take any more shock, but they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of shock and 3 men. So they rout. So they go 6 inches plus 2d6. So they go 12 inches back. And they are going to be going straight back from the enemy. So 12 inches puts them back here. So we'll move these cards and these cards down there. So this is not good because they're now going to have to roll on the table to check their morale. So we'll put their shock there with them. So that was a good result for the French. So let's roll the force morale for a group breaking. We have rolled a 6. That is not good news. So a 6 for a group breaking. Group breaks a 6 is 2 points off our force morale. So we go down to a 4. So the French have taken the lead. Okay, so let's carry on. He's still got 1 more initiative to use, this commander. So he is going to activate the cannon now. Now the cannon hasn't fired yet because he just hasn't had the opportunity to. So from this position, he is going to fire at the Highlanders. Now in fact, he's going to fire at the cannon across the way because if we could kill some crew, we could also rout that from the table. So they're going to fire at the cannon and I'll sort the dice out and then come back. Okay, so here we go. We've got 14 shots. We get 12 shots for a medium cannon, but they've been activated by a level 2 leader, so that adds 2. It's the first time the cannon's fired in the game, so they need 5s and 6s at this range, but it's +1, so they need 4, 5s and 6s. So let's roll these dice and see if we can do some damage on... Sorry guys, just trying to pick these all up. See if we can do some damage on that cannon. So let's roll them here. Okay, so we've got quite a few hits here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits. So the cannon crew are going to roll to see what effect happens to them. Let's roll it in here. So here we go. They are in the open, even if they got a bit of cover, because it reduces cover. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got 2 of the crew dead, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 points of shock. So we got 4 crew on the cannon, as you can see. 2 men are dead, so that leaves 2, and they got 4 points of shock. So they've got double the shock of men, so they rout as well. So they're going to be going 6 inches plus 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 inches. So, and they're going to be testing now. Sorry guys. And they go straight back from the enemy. So they're going to be right on the edge of the table. This is falling apart for the Brits now. So they're right back here near the deployment point. So we'll put some shock on them. Let's find a dice. 2 points of shock. Oh, actually, hang on, guys. No, yeah, they had 4 points of shock and 2 guys. Yeah, I'm getting confused. So 4 points of shock, which is double shock. That's why they break. So we'll roll a dice and check on the force morale. A 3 for a group breaking. Group breaks. A 3 is 1 point off. So we go down to a 3. So it's looking a little bit shaky for the Brits. Oh, that was not good. So we'll carry on and see what happens. So I've just used the 3 red flags to activate a leader that hasn't been activated yet. Activated Sharp, and he rallied off 3 points of shock. So we got 3 guys there, 3 normal guys, and 3 shock. So they are back under control. So let's go. What have we got? Red leader 2, which is the Highlanders, Devils in Skirts. So let's activate them and see what we can do. This guy's going to use his first initiative to take off a point of shock, and then activate the Highlanders, and they are going to... Oh, what are they going to do? They're going to present and then fire. So they will be unloaded. So let's get some cotton wool, but at least they'll get a +1 to their shooting. And they're going to shoot across at the French formation coming behind the house. Okay, so the Highlanders presented, then fired. They needed 5s because they get a +1 for presenting, and they caused 2 points of shock on the French coming around the corner of the house. Okay, so we had the turn end, shuffled all the cards again, and bang, the Tiffin card or end card is drawn. So it's the end of the chapter because it's the first card drawn. Everyone gets a free reload. Anyone with double shock routs from the table, and unfortunately this cannon with 2 crew left, because we had 2 guys die and they got double shock, they rout from the table, which is not good news. So we need to roll on the force morale for a group. Let's have a look. Is it a group wiped out? Yeah, I guess it is. Loss of support group. Yeah, because it's a cannon. Right, here we go. Let's roll a dice. A 5. Oh, that's not good. Loss of support group 4 to 6 is 2 points off my force morale, which would put me down to 1. So I'll tell you what, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. So the French have turned it around and claim victory. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm really enjoying Shark Practice. It's a good game. Obviously, I'm still trying to get to grips with the rules. There's probably a few mistakes in this game, but that's really cool. I like how that, you know, it was really looking in the Brits' favour, and that force morale. If you just get something bad happen, like the 95th and the cannon, then it's, you know, good night. But that was really good fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. For anyone looking for World War II battle reports, my next video is going to be a battle group battle report. So I'm going to be in the process of filming that soon. Subscribe, comment, and as always, guys, take care. See you later.